Dawn. The paddock was silent except for the sound of hooves on dirt. A horse, elegant, powerful, champion bloodline, stood in the center of the ring, ears forward, waiting. 30 feet away, a girl sat frozen in a wheelchair, 11 years old, trembling. Her hands gripped the armrests so tightly her knuckles were white. Her breathing came in short, sharp gasps. Panic, pure panic. A woman stood off to the side, platinum blonde hair pulled back severely, ice blue riding jacket, arms crossed, watching, just watching. Her expression was somewhere between frustration and disbelief. And kneeling beside the girl, at eye level, not towering, was a man in moss-green work clothes. He wasn't touching her, wasn't forcing, just present, breathing, slow, steady, calm. "I can't." The girl's voice was barely a whisper, shaking. I can't breathe. It's happening again." The man's voice was gentle, grounded. "You don't have to ride, Calla. You don't have to do anything. Just breathe with me. That's all. In, out. That's all we're doing. Just breathing." The woman's voice cut through, sharp, impatient. "This is ridiculous. Calla, the horse won't hurt you. We've been over this 1,000 times. Stop being dramatic. Get up." The girl shut down completely, eyes glazed, body rigid, silent, tears streaming down her face, frozen. The man stayed, kneeling, breathing, not fixing, not forcing, just there. The woman turned away, frustrated, defeated. She'd hired the best trainers in the world, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, 2 years of this, 2 years of watching her daughter struggle with something that should be simple. Just get on the horse, just ride, just overcome. But Calla couldn't, and Thea Whitlock, billionaire, CEO, equestrian empire mogul, champion rider herself, couldn't understand why. What she didn't know yet was that the man kneeling beside her daughter, Beckett Stone, horse whisperer, trauma specialist, was about to teach her something that would shatter everything she thought she knew about strength, about fear, about love, about what it really means to help someone heal. Subscribe to Becca's Stories, because sometimes watching from a distance is the cruelest thing you can do. 2 years earlier, Calla Whitlock had been a different child, confident, fearless, following in her mother's footsteps, training on champion horses, competing, winning, the heir to Thea's legacy. Then came the accident, a competition. Calla was 9. The horse spooked. Something in the crowd, a camera flash, a sudden movement. The horse reared. Calla fell, backward, hard. The horse came down, hooves, trampling, screaming. Fractured spine, paralysis, 6 months in a wheelchair, physical therapy, surgery, recovery. Eventually, miraculously, Calla walked again, but something inside her had broken that day, something that hadn't healed with the bones. Fear, deep, primal, consuming. The sight of a horse triggered panic attacks, hyperventilation, freezing, complete shutdown, and often, most devastatingly, silence, selective mutism. The trauma had stolen her voice. Thea couldn't understand it. She'd fallen from horses dozens of times. You got back on. That's what riders did. Fear was irrational, weakness, something to overcome through discipline and repetition. So she'd hired trainers, the best in the world, experts in getting traumatized riders back in the saddle, exposure therapy, gradual desensitization, firm encouragement. Just sit on the horse, Calla. You don't have to ride, just sit. But Calla couldn't. The moment she got close, within 10 feet, the panic started, shaking, gasping, shutting down, going mute, sometimes vomiting from the anxiety. The trainers pushed. She needs to face her fear. Avoidance only makes it worse. She has to push through. Thea agreed, watched from a distance, arms crossed, waiting for the breakthrough that never came. She didn't sit with Calla, didn't hold her, didn't cry with her, just watched, observed, analyzed, frustrated. "This is ridiculous," Thea would say. "We have the safest horses, the best facilities, expert supervision. The fear is irrational. She just needs to do it. Stop thinking and just do it." But Calla couldn't, and with each failed attempt, each trainer who pushed and pressured and forced, Calla retreated further, spoke less, shut down more completely, built walls higher, until Thea, desperate, frustrated, running out of options, hired one last specialist. Not a traditional trainer, someone different, someone her assistant had found through unconventional channels. Beckett Stone, horse whisperer, trauma rehabilitation specialist, not for horses, for people. "Fine," Thea had said, "whatever, just fix her. I don't care how, just make her ride again." She had no idea what she'd just set in motion. Beckett arrived at the Whitlock estate on a Tuesday morning. He didn't bring training equipment, didn't ask to see the horses, didn't request Calla's medical records or therapy notes. He just asked to meet her, alone. No trainers, no pressure, no horses. Thea was skeptical. How are you going to help her overcome her fear of horses without horses? "I'm not here to make her overcome anything," Beckett said, calm, grounded. "I'm here to sit with her, if she lets me." Thea frowned. "I'm not paying you to sit. I'm paying you to get results." "Then you've hired the wrong person." Beckett's voice was gentle but firm. "I don't do results. I do relationships. If that's not what you want, I can leave now." Something in his tone stopped Thea from dismissing him. A certainty, a groundedness, a complete lack of performance. "Fine. 1 week. If she's not making progress, you're done." Beckett nodded. "Fair enough." He found Calla in the library, curled up in an oversized chair, reading. She looked up when he entered, tensed, defensive. "Hi, I'm Beckett. Your mom asked me to come talk to you, but I don't have to if you don't want me here. I can leave. It's your choice." Calla stared, suspicious. "You're another trainer?" "I train horses sometimes, but I'm not here to train you. I'm here to talk, if you want." "Talk about what?" "Whatever you want, or nothing. We could just sit. I'm good at sitting." Calla studied him, then, quietly, "Mom wants you to make me ride again." "I know, but I can't make you do anything. Nobody can. That's not how it works." "Then why are you here?" Beckett sat down. Not close, respectful distance. "My son is afraid of horses too." Calla's eyes widened. "Really?" "Really. He's 13. His name is Davis. He saw his mom die in a riding accident 4 years ago. Horse threw her, head injury. She died instantly. He was there, watched the whole thing. Now he can't even look at a horse without shutting down. Kinda like you." Calla's breath caught. "Your mom died?" "Yeah. And your son is still afraid, even after 4 years?" "Yes." "Does that make him weak?" Beckett looked at her, really looked at her. "No, it makes him wise. His body remembers what happened. It's trying to protect him. That's not weakness, that's survival." Calla's eyes filled with tears. "Mom says I'm being dramatic, that the fear is irrational, that I just need to get over it. Your mom is wrong." The words hung in the air, bold, dangerous, contradicting a billionaire CEO in her own home. "Fear isn't irrational," Beckett continued. "It's information. Your body remembers what happened. It's trying to keep you safe. That's not something to overcome. It's something to honor, to sit with, to understand, and maybe eventually to transform, but not by forcing, by trusting." Calla started crying, really crying. For the first time in 2 years, someone had told her that her fear was valid, real, worthy of respect. Beckett didn't move closer, didn't try to fix it, just sat, present, witnessing, letting her feel what she needed to feel. When Calla finally spoke again, her voice was small, broken, hopeful. "Can I meet your son?" "If you want. He might not talk much. He goes quiet around new people, especially when they remind him of horses. I go quiet too, around horses, around most things now." "I know.
That's okay. Silence is okay. It's another way of protecting yourself. Thea, watching from the doorway, felt something she hadn't felt in 2 years: hope and confusion, because this trainer wasn't training, wasn't pushing, wasn't even bringing Kala near a horse. He was just sitting, talking, validating, being, and Kala was responding, opening, speaking, trusting. For the first time, Thea wondered if maybe she'd been doing everything wrong.
Weeks passed. Beckett came to the estate 3 times a week. He and Kala talked. Sometimes Davis joined them. 2 kids, both traumatized, both silent around certain things, both understanding each other in ways words couldn't capture. They didn't go near the horses, didn't discuss riding, just built trust, connection, safety. Thea grew impatient. When is she actually going to ride? This is week 5. She hasn't been near a horse. Beckett was working in the garden, repairing a fence. He looked up, calm, unbothered. She'll ride when she's ready, not before. Ready? She's had 2 years to be ready. I've paid for the best. You've paid for people to force her to perform recovery. Beckett interrupted, gentle but firm. That's not the same as healing. Thea bristled. I'm her mother. I know what she needs. Do you? The question landed like a slap. Excuse me? Beckett put down his tools, stood, met her eyes. Not challenging, just honest. You're watching her struggle, every day. You stand there, arms crossed, observing, frustrated. But you don't sit with her. You don't hold her. You don't cry with her. You watch, from a distance. Why? Because she needs to overcome this herself. I can't do it for her. I didn't ask if you could do it for her. I asked why you won't sit with her while she struggles. Thea's jaw tightened. Because watching her hurt is unbearable. I want to fix it, make it go away, make her normal again. There it is, Beckett said softly. You need her fixed so you feel better. That's not about her healing. That's about your discomfort with her fear. That's not... Kala doesn't need to overcome her fear, Beckett continued. She needs someone to witness it, honor it, sit with it, not fix it, not dismiss it, not rush it, just be with her in it. You're so focused on getting her back on a horse that you've forgotten to just be her mother. The words hit Thea like a physical blow. She opened her mouth to argue, to defend, to explain, but nothing came out, because he was right, and she knew it. I don't know how to sit with her fear, Thea whispered, voice breaking. I'm not built that way. I solve problems. I fix things. I achieve. I overcome. That's who I am. That's how I built this empire. Sitting with fear feels like giving up. It's not giving up. It's showing up. There's a difference. Tears filled Thea's eyes. I watch her struggle because I don't know what else to do. If I go to her, I'll want to fix it. Tell her it's okay. Tell her to stop crying. Push her to try. I can't just sit there and watch her hurt without doing something. Then learn. Learn to sit with discomfort, with fear, with pain, without fixing. That's what she needs from you. Not solutions. Presence. Thea broke, completely. Standing in her own garden, crying in front of a man she'd hired to fix her daughter, realizing she was the one who needed fixing. Teach me, please. Teach me how to do that. How to just be with her. I don't know how. Beckett nodded. Okay, but you need to understand something first. This isn't about getting her back on a horse. This is about rebuilding trust between you and her, between her and herself. The horse is just a symbol. The real work is relationship. I understand. Do you? Because that means accepting that she might never ride again and being okay with that, loving her anyway, not as the champion you want her to be, as the person she is, with her fear, with her trauma, with her voice that comes and goes. Can you do that? Thea looked toward the house, where Kala was inside, reading, safe, scared, scarred.
Yes, Thea whispered. I can do that. I have to. She's my daughter, not my legacy. My daughter.
That evening, Thea did something she hadn't done in 2 years. She went to Cala's room, sat on the floor beside her bed, not on the chair, not standing, on the floor, at her daughter's level. Cala looked up from her book, surprised, guarded. Can I sit with you? You are sitting with me. No, I mean, can I just be here? Not talk, not try to fix anything, just be with you. Cala's eyes filled with tears. Why? Because I've been watching you hurt from a distance, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have been sitting with you all along. I was scared, uncomfortable, didn't know what to do, so I watched, and that was wrong. You deserved better. You do deserve better. Cala started crying. Thea climbed onto the bed, held her daughter, for the first time since the accident, really held her, not with words of encouragement or pressure to heal, just held her while she cried, while she grieved, while she felt the fear she'd been carrying alone. Thea didn't say, it's okay, didn't say, stop crying, didn't say, you're safe now, just held, breathed, was present, witnessing, not fixing, just loving. When Cala finally spoke, her voice was small, broken, real. I'm scared all the time, Mom, not just of horses, of everything, of disappointing you, of never being who you want me to be, of being broken forever. You're not broken, Thea whispered, voice thick with tears. You're hurt and scared, and that's okay. That's human, and I love you. Not who I want you to be, who you are, right now, with the fear, with the silence, with everything. I love you. I'm sorry I made you feel like you had to be someone else to earn that. They cried together, mother and daughter, for the first time in years, connected, not by achievement or expectation, by presence, by pain, by love that didn't require performance. Down the hall, Beckett stood outside the door. He'd brought Davis to visit Cala, but hearing the moment inside, he'd stopped, waited, smiled. This was the beginning. This was healing, not because anyone was riding horses, because someone was finally showing up. Over the following months, Thea learned, slowly, imperfectly, how to sit with Cala's fear, how to be present without fixing, how to witness without rushing. Beckett brought Davis more often. The two kids, both scarred, both silent around horses, found safety in each other. They'd sit together, draw, read, exist without pressure, without expectation. And gradually, so gradually it was almost imperceptible, Cala started talking about horses again. Not riding, just talking. Do you think I'll ever stop being scared? Beckett, sitting nearby, answered honestly, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But fear doesn't have to stop you from doing things. It can come along, as information, as wisdom, as a companion. You don't have to overcome it. You can include it. How? By listening to it, honoring it, deciding what it's protecting you from, and then choosing, when you're ready, to move forward anyway, with the fear, not without it. One afternoon, 6 months after Beckett started working with Cala, she asked a question that changed everything. Can I see your therapy horse? Beckett looked at her. Are you ready? I think so. Maybe. I don't know, but I want to try. Not ride, just see. Okay, we can do that. Thea, overhearing, started to intervene, to suggest using one of their champion horses, better trained, more expensive, safer. But Beckett caught her eye, shook his head gently. This was Cala's choice, her pace, her terms. Thea stayed silent, witnessed, let it unfold. Beckett's therapy horse was named Clover. She was small, gentle, a rescue. She'd been abused, starved, broken, then healed. Now she worked with traumatized riders.
Her calm presence, her patience, her own history of surviving fear, it all made her perfect. Calla stood 30 feet away, shaking, but standing, by choice. Beckett stood beside Clover, not pushing, just there. You can come closer or not, your choice. Calla took one step, then another, slow, breathing, scared but moving. Thea watched, every instinct screaming to intervene, to encourage, to push, but she stayed silent, hands clenched, witnessing, trusting. Calla got within 10 feet, stopped, breathing hard. I can't. That's okay, this is far enough. But I want to touch her. Then we'll try again tomorrow, or next week, whenever you're ready. There's no rush. But Calla didn't leave. She stood, breathing, watching Clover, who stood equally still, calm, patient, waiting. 5 minutes passed, then 10. Then Calla took another step, and another, until she was standing beside the horse, shaking, crying, terrified, but there. Can I touch her? Yes, slow. Let her see your hand first. Calla reached out, trembling hand, touched Clover's neck, soft, warm, alive, and something broke, or healed, or both. Calla collapsed against the horse, sobbing, 2 years of fear and grief and trauma pouring out. Clover stood still, steady, safe, like she understood, like she'd been there too. Beckett didn't intervene, didn't comfort, just witnessed. Thea, watching from the fence, couldn't hold back anymore. She walked over, slowly, joined her daughter, held her while she cried against the horse. Mother and daughter and horse, all 3 survivors, all 3 healing. I'm sorry, Thea whispered. I'm so sorry I didn't see you. I was so focused on fixing you that I forgot to just love you, where you are, how you are. I'm sorry. Calla looked up, tear-stained, exhausted, relieved. I'll never be the writer you were, Mom. I'll never win championships. I'm sorry I'm disappointing you. You're not disappointing me, Thea said, voice breaking. I disappointed you. I tried to make you me instead of loving you for you. You don't have to ride. You don't have to compete. You don't have to be anything except who you are. And who you are is enough, more than enough. You're everything.
6 months later, Calla rode Clover for the first time. Not in competition, not for training, just for joy, for healing, for herself. Beckett walked beside them, slow, patient, safe. Thea watched, not from a distance, but close, present, smiling through tears, proud, not of the riding, of the courage, the healing, the choice. After, Calla came to her mother. I did it. You did. Are you proud? I'm always proud of you. Not because you rode, because you're you. Brave and scared and healing and human. That's what makes me proud. That evening, after Calla was asleep, Thea found Beckett in the paddock. Clover was grazing. Davis was sketching nearby. Thank you, Thea said, for teaching me to sit with her, to be present, to stop watching from a distance and start showing up. You saved her. Saved us. You saved yourselves, Beckett said. I just created space for you to find each other again. They stood in comfortable silence, watching the sunset, the horses, the healing. I've transformed the business, Thea said quietly, creating a therapeutic writing program for kids like Calla and Davis, trauma survivors, using rescue horses, teaching presence over performance, healing over winning. It feels right. For the first time in my career, something feels right. That's beautiful. It's because of you. Beckett smiled. It's because of Calla. She taught you what you needed to learn. I just translated. Thea looked at him. Really looked. You're not just a horse trainer, are you? No. I'm a father who learned the hard way that you can't force healing. You can only create space for it. And sometimes that means sitting with fear instead of fixing it. Their hands were close, not touching, but close. The space between them charged, meaningful. Davis talks about you, Thea said. He's opening up, smiling more. Because of Calla, because of this. Thank you for trusting us with him. Thank you for trusting me with her.
The moment stretched. Neither moved. Just stood, present, together, beginning something undefined but real. Davis called out, "Dad, Calla wants to show you her drawing." Beckett smiled. "Coming." He looked at Thea. "Join us?" "Yes." They walked together, side by side, toward the house where two kids, both healing, both brave, both no longer alone, were waiting. Behind them, Clover grazed in the paddock, calm, patient, healed and healing. A reminder that trauma didn't have to define you, that fear could be honored without controlling you, that sometimes the bravest thing you could do was simply choose to keep breathing, keep trying, keep trusting. One step at a time, one moment at a time, one choice at a time. And that, quiet, imperfect, profound, was everything.
Sometimes the cruelest thing you can do is watch from a distance. Sometimes the bravest thing is to sit beside someone in their fear, not fixing, not rushing, not performing, just being, witnessing, present. And sometimes, if you're very lucky, that presence transforms everything. Not just the person you're sitting with, but yourself, the space between you, the future you didn't know you were building. Subscribe to Becca's Stories, because your support helps us create moments that remind you healing happens in presence, not performance. And love shows up by sitting with fear, not forcing it away. Where are you watching from? And tell us, has someone ever sat with you in your fear without trying to fix it? Or have you done that for someone else? Share your story. These moments matter.